Welcome to the International Folk Art Market's Mentor to Market program of videos and handouts with useful information to help first-time artists prepare for the folk art market in Santa Fe and answer frequently asked questions to help artists feel more confident and informed as they arrive and participate in their first market. In this video, we will talk about storytelling. During this video and the handout that goes with it, we will answer two questions that first-time artists frequently ask. What is storytelling and why is it important to tell my customers in Santa Fe? And how do I get to tell my story to customers in Santa Fe in order to connect with them and increase sales? Let's get started. Please refer to the handout that goes with this video, which has useful information, including much of the information we will cover in this video. What is storytelling? Storytelling is essentially using a narrative to connect customers to your artwork. It involves sharing information to help customers appreciate the uniqueness and the authenticity of your work. Later in this video, we will discuss the type of information, the type of narrative that customers in Santa Fe are most interested in hearing. Why is storytelling important? Why is your story important? Stories make connections and help you engage with your customers. Stories add value to your artwork by helping customers understand you as an artist, a creator, a leader in your community. Stories help customers appreciate the craftsmanship of your artwork and help customers understand how your product is unique and authentic. Stories are particularly important to the people who visit the Santa Fe market. In fact, visitors to the market in Santa Fe say that connecting with artists and learning about them and their artwork is one of the most important aspects of the market. Santa Fe customers love to learn about you and the importance of value of your artwork. Your story matters and is very important to customers in Santa Fe. Storytelling is actually not only important to customers in Santa Fe, it's also important to marketing in the US more generally. Seth Godin, who we see in this slide, is a marketing expert who strongly believes that marketing is no longer just about the things that we make, but it's also about the stories you tell. So your story is valuable in Santa Fe and also throughout the market at large. So how can you tell your story to customers in Santa Fe in a way that will help you connect them and add value to your product? Well, first, let's understand what customers in Santa Fe are interested in. First, they're interested in the beauty of your artwork, the aesthetic, the look and feel of it. Secondly, they're interested in materials and techniques and how your artwork is made. Third, they're interested in the culture and tradition your artwork represents. And lastly, they are interested in your community and the impact folk art has. Before you arrive in Santa Fe, our recommendation is to prepare information about yourself and your artwork that addresses the interests of Santa Fe customers. Please refer to the handout associated with this video. It provides a worksheet to help you prepare information that will be useful at the market. Now let's take a closer look at the 4 areas of interest that customers who attend the Santa Fe market have. Many customers in Santa Fe are interested in your artwork because of its beauty and aesthetic. You might hear them say, your artwork is beautiful. These customers will be interested in learning about your design and the aesthetic of your artwork. Information you might share with them could include how you chose the colors in your artwork and why they are important to you. What is their significance? How you develop the patterns and the symbolism of the patterns and motifs. What is special about the form or textures in your artwork, and how did you create them? Also, your personal definition of beauty. What items you think are the most beautiful and why? And lastly, the inspiration for your artwork. To prepare, think about what is your favorite piece of artwork in your booth. Why do you find it beautiful? What is significant about the colors, patterns, and motifs? Other customers might be more interested in the techniques and material that go into making your artwork. They will be interested in learning about your process of creating. These customers will be interested in understanding the techniques you use, the materials you use, where you source them, and whether they are indigenous, natural, recycled, repurposed, or sustainable. They might be interested in the dyes and finishes you use, if applicable, and whether they are natural. They're interested in where you learned your craft, who taught you, and how long it took you to master your craft. And especially, they'll be interested in knowing how long it takes you to make a piece of artwork, how many hours or days. Customers may also be interested in learning about the history and origin of your artwork. They want to know more about the tradition and culture that your artwork represents. Some information you could share with customers include describing where you are from, which might include your country, region, community, town, or village. About the traditional or contemporary role folk art plays in your community in culture. Perhaps some context about why it has changed over time. They're interested in your inspiration and what makes your folk art unique in the context of your culture, and a sense of how long your technique and folk art has been used in your community. Lastly, customers are interested in learning more about the impact of their purchase. Many customers see their purchase as a way to support you and your business, as well as your community. They want to know more about who you work with and how purchasing your artwork benefits people. Information they are interested in may include understanding who you work with, assuming you are not working alone. This could be you and your family, or perhaps a larger group of people. How many people you work with, the role of women in making folk art, and the importance of folk art to the local economy and job opportunities. Here is a quick summary of these interests. Keep in mind that you do not have to answer all these interests. Only address the topics that are important to you and that you feel comfortable sharing. Be authentic. Be true to yourself. Now that we have reviewed the wide range of interests of customers in Santa Fe, let's talk about how to present the information, how to share your story. Here's an example from El Haji, an artist who has been participating in the Santa Fe market for many years. His story talks about the origin of his craft and about his community. There are 3 beautifully written paragraphs, but they are too long to recite to customers shopping at the Santa Fe market. Short, concise statements are more effective at engaging people's interests during the market because the market is a very busy time where people have a short attention span. So here are some examples of 3 short statements that El Haji could share with customers to engage their interest. These phrases can be the start of a longer conversation. See how engaging these sentences are. This necklace is made in the lost wax cast technique. This addresses customers' interest in technique and materials. Jewelry is an important art form for nomadic Tuareg. This addresses culture and tradition. I work with 50 silversmiths who support a community of more than 200 family members. This addresses community and impact. Here's another example from Gahaya Links, another longtime participant at the Santa Fe market. This well-written story tells the origin of the baskets and addresses community and impact. And here are the short, engaging statements Janet uses in selling at the market. My mother taught me to weave baskets. It is a skill taught to many women in Rwanda. This addresses tradition and community. These are called peace baskets because weavers from both sides of our conflict came together to weave baskets and rebuild our lives after the war. This addresses culture and tradition. As you prepare your story to share with customers at the Santa Fe market, don't worry about writing full paragraphs. Instead, focus on coming up with a list of statements or short sentences that you can use based on what you think the customer is interested in and what you are most passionate about. Make a list of 8 to 10, or more if you want to, sentences that you can use during the market. We've provided a worksheet with a summary of all the questions. Remember, only choose the questions that resonate with you, that are important to you. Always be authentic. If you are not comfortable speaking English with customers, then you can share this worksheet and your list of statements with the interpreter or representative helping sell in your booth with you. This will help them feel more informed about you and your work. Telling your story is such an important part of your success at the Santa Fe market. We hope this video has given you some practical tips for preparing to share your story in Santa Fe. Sharing your story with customers is a big part of your success.